Should Ilhan Omar be deported?
Yes. 100%. I say yes.
Yes.
I think so.
Should Ilhan Omar be deported?
Wait, no.
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely 100%.
Yeah, and her brother, because we don't separate families or marriages.
The question is how. Here's what we know. Omar's husband, a former political consultant, owns a venture capital firm based in Washington, D.C. and a winery in California. Take a look at these numbers. In 2023, Omar disclosed a maximum of $50,000 in assets at the winery. The next year, Dana, that number increased to $5 million. Meanwhile, her husband's company, Rose Lake Capital, reported a maximum of $1,000 in assets in 2023. The next year, it was $25 million.
And before you ask, she did not drop a hit album. She's not playing point guard for the Timberwolves. She didn't invent the next TikTok. She is a congresswoman making a respectable $174,000 a year. I think most people would love to make that kind of money. But the math is not mathing. And she's trying to pretend that this is all just fake lies and all made up stuff and everyone is trying to attack her. But there's some issues that we need to dive into because this is connecting her to all of that fraud that's happening in Minnesota. Let's get into it.
If you look at this document, you could see it says assets and unearned income. If you look at the asset for 1 million to 5 million, the income is 5 to 15,000. And if you look at the asset for 5 million to 25 million, it says none right there. Learn to read before you post misleading shit. Bye.
So in 2018, just 7 years ago, Ilhan Omar's net worth was negative $60,000. She was in debt, student loans, the whole thing. Completely normal for most Americans, right? But you fast forward to 2023, her financial disclosure shows that she got about $51,000 in combined assets. Again, pretty standard for a congresswoman that's just been in office for a few years. Then 2024 hits, and suddenly, and I cannot stress this enough, her financial disclosure shows assets worth between $6 million and $30 million. So let me show you exactly where this money supposedly came from because it's two businesses, just two, both owned by her husband, Tim Minette. Business number one is the winery. That's the winery that her husband co-owns in Florida.
Her family is amazing at business because look at the way that her net worth has increased over just a single year. 2023, this was a business that was owned by her husband, the E Street Crew Winery. 2023, it was valued at a maximum of $50,000. 2024, that...
If you beef one Somali, you beef every Somali. If there's one thing about Somalis, they are going to ride out for their Somali brothers and sisters. They are going to crash out. They don't do one-on-ones. They're gonna jump you. Abdi's gonna go tell Rakta, who's gonna go tell her brother Mo, who's gonna go tell Naima, and she's gonna tell her Upti. You are fucked. You are well and truly pissed if you get into beef with a Somali. Cause word will get out that you're beefing the Malis. And then it's up from there. Even if you think that Somali is miskeen, just watch anime and play PlayStation. They have someone in their network that is a trapper, that is on job. The Somali network is bigger than Google. It's even faster than Google. Next time you get into beef with a Somali, if you ever do, just let it slide. Because I promise you, you are going to have like 50,000 man on your case.
This guy needs to sit this one out. No culture or race benefits where wrongdoing is defended instead of confronted. Somalis in Minnesota are dealing with documented large-scale fraud cases involving welfare programs meant for children, families, people with disability. These aren't rumors. These are investigation, charges, and court cases. When people rush to defend identity instead of condemning the crimes going on, they unintentionally protect the very individuals damaging the community's reputation. Accountability is not hatred. Calling out fraud is not racism. And asking leaders and community voices to speak out is not an attack, it's responsibility. People come to America for opportunities, freedom, and a better future. When someone exploits the system, they don't just steal money, they steal trust, resources, and chances for others who genuinely need help. If we want a strong community, we must be brave enough to say it out loud. Crime deserves consequences, no matter who commits it. I'm yet to see even one Somali call out this crime, condemn the fraud going on in their own communities.
Lately, I've been seeing a wave of videos on my FYP, especially from Somali voices, speaking out about something serious. There's a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion, and a lot of questions being raised. People are talking about deportation fears, lack of support, and asking why more voices, especially from Black Americans and Americans as a whole, aren't showing up or speaking out for them. At the same time, there is another side of conversation that is starting to gain attention too, and is adding even more tension to the discussion. This isn't a simple topic, it's layered, it's sensitive, and it affects real people and real family. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith, and if this is your first time here, I'm glad you found this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a conversation. As always, credit goes to the original creators for every single clip used in this episode. For disclaimers, this is for educational purposes and awareness. It is not meant to hate or discriminate against anyone. So in this video, we are going to look at both sides, hear what's being said, and really try to understand what's going on. Let's get into it.
You married your brother for citizenship purposes, but are you in love with your brother, Congresswoman? I mean, do you guys sleep with each other? Is this normal in Somalia? Does he get butt naked and yell, "I'm decapted now, sister"? Or what's the deal over there? You got some kind of stepbrother fetish, Congresswoman? And when you guys get naked and have sex, do you leave your headscarf on or do you take it off?
How did we get here? How did Minnesota Somalis get to a point where the President of the United States is using his full power, and he feels comfortable using his full power to attack us? We all have an idea of how we got here. We all understand how people have been talking about us in this state, how the media has been portraying us, how we've been used as a scapegoat over and over again as the reason why everything is wrong. Levante. And we've been quiet, been very, very quiet. Now is the time that we fight back.
I'll tell you how we got here. Your people chose to steal from the taxpayers, from American taxpayers.
And I request that our government supports our child care centers and stop this heinous crime and this hate that's happening around our state. Thank you.
This is what the media isn't showing.
My name is Bashir Hussain. I am a 20-year-old U.S. citizen from Minneapolis, Minnesota. On December 10th, 2025, during my lunch break, I was violently arrested by federal immigration agents. I repeatedly told the agents that I am a U.S. citizen and I had my ID and passport. Instead, the agents ignored my pleas and forced me to the ground and placed me in a headlock. The injuries and trauma from that day have stayed with me. Since that incident, I have experienced symptoms of PTSD, intense anxiety in public spaces, panic when I hear whistles, sirens, and car horns, trouble sleeping, constant stress, and emotional exhaustion. I have also experienced ongoing physical pain and tension that started after my detention. I no longer feel safe in my community. My family has been affected by this as much as I have. They watch me come home drained and physically hurt. The fear that this could happen again has created constant stress and has changed our lives. I am raising funds to support my recovery, including trauma-informed mental health therapy and counseling, medical care for stress-related symptoms and physical symptoms, basic living and recovery-related expenses while I focus on healing. If you are able to donate, I am very grateful. If not, please consider.
At the end of the day, this conversation isn't just about one group or one moment. It's about something bigger. It's about what solidarity actually means. Is it something we owe each other automatically? Or is it something that gets built over time through shared struggle, mutual respect, or consistent support? Because what we are seeing right now is a clash of perspective. On one side, there are people who are hurting, who feel afraid, and who's asking, where is everyone? On the other side, there are people saying, we hear you, but where was that connection before? And whether you agree with one side, both sides, or neither, I think we can all agree with one thing. This conversation matters, but they only move forward if we are willing to actually listen, not just react, not just defend our position, but really try to understand where others are coming from. Because real solidarity isn't just loud in moments of crisis, it's consistent. It's built in everyday action, in how communities show up for each other over time. So maybe instead of just choosing side, this is a moment to reflect, to ask questions, to challenge assumptions, and figure out how we move forward in ways that's more honest, more respectful, and more connected. But this is just my perspective, and I want to hear yours. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's really talk about it. And if you found this video valuable, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you never miss content like this. See you in my next episode. Bye.